So this is Euro Pound analysis for Tuesday, 12th of December. Now, let's have a look what happened with prices and where they might possibly go. So we came down towards that 87 level. We did catch a bit. We did break back above this 87.50, and again we've broken back into this trading channel here between the lower end of the channel being 87.83 and the upper end of the channel being at 88.51. So we did break back in, tested the level 87.83. Again, we had another test, and we did see buy side momentum come into the market from this 87.83. So we have had prices come up. We had a brief pullback here down towards our 20-period moving average, but we do look poised to test that top of the channel in around this 88.51. We'll see what happens when we get to the top of the channel, 88.51. As we've seen more recently, every time we've tested the upper end of the channel, we have seen some sell side momentum come into the market. Due to the frequency of the tests and in light of the breakdown and subsequent buying that we have seen more recently, potentially have an inverted head and shoulders here. If this inverted head and shoulders was to prove valid, we should see more upside momentum of this euro against the pound. Now, in light of the point I was making was, in light of the frequency of tests of that level, we will likely see a break at some point, similar to after we saw these tests of the lower end of the channel. We did see a break of the lower end of the channel. So we had a few tests, and then we saw the break. And again, I'd expect something similar to the upper end of the channel. We do have to be aware of the 400-period moving average coupled with the horizontal level of 88.51 further to a confluence. So on the first test, we might possibly see a break down before we see further continuation and an actual successful break of the 88.51. A break from 88.51. The very next level we'll be targeting is 88.74, marked out here in blue, above which we would be looking at, just get this scaling on here correct. These are the levels that we are looking at. So a break above 88.74, we'll be waiting to see our prices react around this 89.14. From 89.14, we're looking at 89.45. 89.45 would expect to be the far end of the range, unless there is extraordinary volatility in the euro in regards to the pound. But again, those are levels that we are looking at in light of the most recent trend we can see here, in light of what possibly is an inverted head and shoulder, which is a bullish chart pattern. We just have to be aware of this 88.51 coupled with the 400-period moving average before we can be more confident of a successful continuation and a break from this channel, this brief channel that we've made here in around this 87.83 and 88.51. Now, let's just have a look at potential if we do see a breakdown from where we are at present, because it's not a guarantee that we could break above this 88.51. So we could test and then break down, or we could just simply break down from where we are at present. So if we do break down from where we are at present, we'll wait. We'll see our price react to this 200-period moving average. He acts as resistance there. We'll see if he holds the support, possibly acting as a springboard for a test of that 88.51 and all levels mentioned above. Now, if we do break down from there, we will looking to see how prices react to 87.83. Again, he has acted as support in the past, so we'll see how we react to this 87.83, where we do see a breakdown from 87.83. We'll be targeting 87.50, and below which we're looking for that 87. And below 87, the very next major level that we are looking at is 86.63. That's the next major level marked out on the charts. Now, the fact that we have had a bit of a turnaround at 87 level, I'm just going to mark it on this chart, just for reference purposes. It may become an important level in the future, so I'll just mark that out on the chart. I'm just going to change the color. Bear with me a second. I'm not usually a fan of doing editing while doing analysis videos. Sometimes it throws me off track. So I've just marked it on there. I've not marked it in red because it's not significant enough level as of yet. So let's have a look at the daily chart up here on the euro pound. So if we head over to the daily chart and we get scale on here correct, and here we are. So we were in a bit of a trading channel. Upper end of the channel being at 90.24, lower end of the channel being around at 87.83. 87.83 marks out here in red. As you can see, we've had prices oscillating between two zones. 90.24 was a strong level. We've had our highs up there. We weren't able to break above that 90.24 for any sustained period, and we have broken out of the lower end of the trading channel that we had here in around at 87.83. But we've immediately saw buying momentum coming into the market, as can be seen by that candle just there. And again, we posted another bullish buy daily candle. So we do look poised for that test, and we do look poised to possibly test those upper end, those targets to the upside more the tests of targets to the upside seems more likely than tests before retracement or reversals to the downside. But with fundamental catalysts out this week, we could potentially see a turnaround in trend, but the primary trend does appear to have shifted to more bullish and more buy side towards the euro against the pound. And with that said, that's wrap up the euro pound analysis. Thanks for watching.